Thanks for joining us here on lucky episode 13 of Pitch Guys. In this episode, we discuss smartphones and pitch our ideas for apps to improve your life. If you have a chip in your children's heads that can filter out all inappropriate content, like in that episode of Black Mirror, then by all means keep them in the room. Otherwise, it's time for the little ones to vacate the premises. This podcast isn't meant for them. All right, let's get things underway. Hey guys, it's great to see you again.
It's always a pleasure.
Yeah,
It's been too long.
it has been. I know that people are starting to complain because we've fallen a little off of our schedule.
Someone smashed the light in
And-
front of my house.
That's crazy. They even know where you live.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So I don't think we've ever published your address, but
I
Could have
did.
been a
I
low-flying
did once.
bird.
could be.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been a little while.
Yeah,
We've
sorry
all
for
been
the delay,
busy.
everybody.
We've all been busy, and we try to keep to our schedule, but sometimes life happens.
Life happens.
But we are back with a really fun and interesting episode dedicated to that part of our life that's become so integral, at least for me. I don't know about you guys.
Mhm.
and
Your
that is
spouse.
I didn't think about that, actually.
Sorry.
I was thinking about the mobile phone, the smartphone.
Yes, smartphones.
Thing that should keep us on track.
You know, it's interesting. The first iPhone came about in 2007,
Wow.
and here we are. How many? Someone do the math. Is that 12 years?
12 years.
12
Just
years.
12 years later, and pretty much, I would say 90 to 95% of people
Mhm.
have one of these things in their pocket.
I would say more.
Do you think it's that high?
I think.
Like for adults?
I don't know.
Were you guys early adapters of smartphones, or did you hold out with your flip phone? Or
I think I was fairly early. I think I had my first smartphone in around 2009, so I wasn't like in line for the first iPhone, but shortly thereafter. How about you guys?
Well, someone gave me like a pay-as-you-go, like kind of piece of crap cell phone. And when the month worth of minutes was up, I just stopped using it. And then I eventually got an iPhone, but I was real late to the game.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I was rocking my Nokia for the longest time, and I was real good at being able to no look text with the T9
Oh,
texting.
Oh, what an awful thing that was.
You had to be a ninja.
But it took me actually quite a long time. It would be, I don't know, maybe like 2010, 2011 before I moved to the smartphone. So it took me a while. Usually I'm a quick adopter of technology, but I was holding out on that one.
Mhm.
So
Well, I was in a mall this weekend, and
Good for you. That's very nostalgic.
I was looking up some information on my phone, and I was walking down the aisle, and
Uh-oh.
I realized that I was not the only one doing that. I looked
Yeah.
up. There are so many people who are not looking around them, whose eyes are buried in their smartphones. They might be digging information, but they might just as easily be checking tweets or Facebook while they're walking through the mall.
Or they're shooting video of their feet.
That's true. Yeah, they could be doing that as
Got
well.
new shoes and they want to just get some shots of them in action.
And I think it's kind of hard to disconnect sometimes.
I
It's-
think in the mall, though, like I find that I'll pretend to look at my phone just so you don't have to make small talk all the time. If you see someone coming like the other way up the like main hallway,
right.
you just pretend like, oh, gotta check this real quick.
Well, there should be an app for that, like just a BS app that looks like you have to do all sorts of things. It's got all sorts of fake buttons on it that look really important that you have to push so that
Yeah.
when somebody comes up that you don't want to talk to, you can just kind of put your hand up and then just be pushing buttons and then just walk away from them like you're distracted and you're too busy.
there can maybe a setting on that, like you put your phone in your pocket and you just hit the sleep button like 3 times in quick succession, and all of a sudden your phone rings to like,
Could be called
you know,
distract me.
yeah. It just pops up. Oh, just got to take this, and then it's all done. You don't need to worry about it anymore.
That's our first pitch, and that's early for
Oh,
us.
wow.
Yeah.
Right off the
Right
bat.
into right out of the gate.
Well,
I bet it exists. It's got to be out there.
Yeah, but I mean, not the way we described it.
no.
Or like, what if you wanted to look more important and had like fake video calls coming through with just their pre-recorded conversations with people that aren't even your friends, but maybe they're really good-looking people, too,
Celebrities
so that you can
even.
impress. Yeah, like Gwyneth Paltrow just happens
George Soros,
to voice chat with you or to video chat with you, and
Depending
Elon
on your
Musk.
subscription, you get more famous
Right,
people.
yeah.
Yeah.
You
The
can-
more money you pay, the more
you can
important
do
you
the
look.
C level or D
Yeah.
level, but
Yeah.
you can go right up to A-listers.
Yeah.
No, that's
They're
a
not
pretty good
real
pitch, too.
conversations.
No,
They're-
it's just like
Yeah.
a quick
Yeah.
thing. But you get the script ahead of time, so you can interact in a meaningful way
right.
with it.
You have to
so that-
memorize it.
Yeah, so that people know. Yeah, this is real.
You're going to a lot of trouble to sound important now.
Yeah, I think
Pretty good.
so.
I think just having a phone makes you look more important.
It does,
Yeah, you must be a person so people need to get in touch with. Yeah.
Well, it's pretty neat though to have basically have a computer in your pocket. And
Oh yeah.
I think about how many times in a week where I would ask myself a question like, I think it was the other day, I wonder how many nerves there are in the human body. And if I had asked myself that question about 15 years ago or 20
Yeah.
years ago, I would have just gone, I guess I won't ever know
Yeah.
because I'm not going to go to the library and check it out.
No, you're not
But
going to
now
crack
I can
a book.
simply reach into my phone and
Right.
ask a question, and I've got the
Yep.
answer in seconds. So that's kind of a game changer.
But do you remember the answer?
Sometimes, if it's
Oh.
important, I don't remember how many nerves there are. I do remember there are a lot. Though.
Yeah.
So,
My toddler won't think about things like he'll take his wonders to Siri all the time. Like he'll walk over to my phone and be like, "Hey Siri," but his questions are like, "Hey Siri, how long does it?"
You
Siri's
set my phone off.
Siri's going right now. His questions are like, "Hey Siri, how long does it take to eat a sandwich?" Like these are the big wonders that my 4-year-old has. So
but I didn't think about this with young kids that they would even utilize that technology or think to utilize that technology. Your 4-year-old is asking a computer questions.
yeah, and then every once in a while he'll be like, "Oh, that's Siri. She's so helpful."
Yeah.
You know, he appreciates the knowledge that Siri saves to him. Sometimes I wonder if he thinks it's a real human or not. You know,
On
if
the
it's
other
actually something,
Yeah.
or if it's just he realizes the concept of AI. I don't think so, but
Hmm.
Your kid's not dumb either.
no.
No.
Well, hopefully,
Just an inquisitive time that
That's,
age.
yeah,
Yeah.
well, I guess it's great for parents. You know, like I remember having young kids and the amount of questions they would ask you, but now you don't have to even answer them. Right? You don't
You
even
can
have
just
to
outsource
interact
them.
with your kids.
Yeah.
You just give them Siri and say, just ask Siri. I don't have time for this. Right? Why is the sky blue? Ask Siri. See what it says. I bet it knows better than I do. Because you know what? You're going to have to ask Siri when you don't know the answer. So you might as well bypass that step.
yeah. Let's skip the step where I say,
Do you
I don't
pass
know.
off the information as your own as a parent, or do you just come clean with your kid? I don't know. Let's ask Siri together.
Well, another pitch then. You have some sort of way that Siri can intercept and answer your kid's question in your voice. So it sounds like it's
Oh.
you, and then you can just lip sync it.
Whisper knowledge.
Right? Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So
Maybe
your
the app-
son says, "Dad,
It's like
I
a
was
deep
just
fake."
wondering,
Yeah.
like, I don't know, why is the sky blue?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the app detects that you have no clue.
Yeah.
It knows, or maybe you have to triple
Oh, the
tap
Apple
that.
Watch. It would be able to sense like your blood pressure or like
Your heart rate
It
increases
would know
and
if
your-
you are like dumbfounded
Yeah.
and would jump in through the AirPods
Yeah,
and let's tell you in your
exactly.
ear.
Yeah, and then you just have to. All you have to do is move your mouth.
Yeah.
I think it's
That's a great idea.
and your kid would worship you, right?
You know,
I
everything.
find that I've been asking just a lot of like inane, dumb questions that come to my mind as an
Mhm.
adult, even. So, like this morning, I was showering, as I tend to do,
Right.
and I've been frustrated lately with the amount of time it takes me to shower
Okay.
because it's excessive.
Okay.
So, I've been trying to cut it down. So, I've been trying to like multitask in there. I'm trying to use gravity more.
okay.
And I thought I'd gotten it to a pretty good time today. So, I set my alarm before I went in, and the 10-minute alarm went off. And I thought I could easily beat 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Right.
So when it started going off, I got frustrated, and with a wet hand, I shut off my phone, through the shower curtain. And then I yelled at Siri, "Hey, Siri, how long does it take the average male to shower?" And she said 9 minutes, and
Right.
it'd been 12. So it's not good for my
No,
self-esteem.
exactly. You realize maybe it was just someone screwing with you.
Oh,
They
maybe.
knew the alarm had gone off. They knew how long you'd been in the shower.
Yeah.
It was someone on the
Maybe
end
my
of the
wife's
hassle.
just coming in and setting it off. Just to,
Siri's been recording how long since she started hearing the water going, and so
Yeah.
she's trying to
right.
she's
The
trying
shampoo
to get you to
cycle.
conserve water. You know, she's trying to tell
Yeah.
you,
Well,
aim higher.
there are some people who think that their phones are listening to them.
I think
No.
I think that's a thing.
Yeah. Well,
I'm pretty certain it is.
I don't know. I've heard some explanations as to why that might be.
Mhm.
For example, you know how maybe you're thinking about getting a bed or something, or you want to get a new mattress.
Yeah.
And then suddenly you go on Facebook and you're getting served with all of these mattress ads.
Yeah.
Right?
Way more mattress ads than normal.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just because you just happen to be thinking about this week. But I think the vast majority of it is browsing habits and if you happen to go to a website and it somehow has a Facebook tracker on it, then it's going to know that you were there and then target these ads towards you.
Sometimes it's oddly specific, though.
Mm-hmm.
So it wouldn't take much for somebody to be hacking that mic.
There was somebody testing it, though. They actually did a test to see if, they started talking about things that they weren't interested in at all.
Yeah.
Just around their phones to see if they would actually pick up on it, and it didn't work. So,
we just had the new iPhone released, and it doesn't look like they're going to stop doing that every year. So I'm way behind now with my phone. It's pretty outdated.
Yeah.
But I can't afford any of the new plans, so I'm just going to hold on to mine until it's a paperweight.
Yeah, me too.
Have you guys seen the new iPhone?
I haven't seen it, and I stopped caring after the first few releases too. Small little changes, right? Oh, the camera's so much better. Well, the camera's already pretty good.
Yeah.
So
I don't want people to see clearer photos of my face.
Unless it's something major, it's not even interesting to me anymore. I'm fine. As long as my phone is working and doing what I need it to do, then I'm good to go with it.
My brother has the 10, I think, and I was a little concerned because we were out somewhere and I had picked up his phone and it just unlocked because apparently my face looks close enough to his that I can unlock his facial recognition using my face.
That's scary.
So now, I could, unbeknownst to him, he thinks his phone is completely locked. So, could there be a doppelganger? This could be a thing. If someone's like, hey, you look a lot like that, person I know down the street.
Or if
could you potentially unlock yourself and using his phone? I don't know.
So is the iPhone not identical twin proof?
I don't know.
I didn't ever think of that.
But you don't have a twin.
I have people who think I'm a twin. No,
but you're not.
My brother, whose phone I unlocked, is 5 years younger than me.
But if you're an identical twin, can you unlock your sibling's iPhone? I guess you must be able to.
I would assume so.
I don't know.
We could ask Siri about that. Yeah. But it's. I'm sure somebody knows the answer. Please
if you're an identical twin and you can or can't, let us know.
If you're
Twitter,
messing around with your sibling's
guys.
phone, please tweet us and let us know.
Let's start talking about some of these categories here. There's a lot of things your phone can do, and one of the things that we use it the least for is actually phoning people.
That's true.
I'm not sure it should even be called a phone anymore.
Yeah.
That's just one of many, many different applications. But one of the big ones for me is navigation. I really appreciate navigation on a phone, and I use it very regularly, especially when I'm in larger cities. And even cities that I might know fairly well, I still like to have it on and see traffic updates and just make sure I'm taking the most efficient way. How about you guys?
I'll use navigation even just in my home city, just on routes that I drive every day, just because I want to know if I'm doing it as efficiently as I can. So just from my house to work, which I drive every single day, I'll use it just so I don't get rusty following along with it. Yeah. And I just want to know, is this the exact fastest route I can take?
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Google Maps took us on a quest one time. We were looking for I can't remember what it was, a farmer's market or somewhere where we're trying to go. And it took us literally through a farmer's field because it was kind of in the country a little bit. And I just have this memory of pouring rain, us being in these ruts, mud shooting up on the side of the car, my kid's in the back screaming that he's terrified that, we're in this crazy storm. And Google Maps is telling me just keep going straight for 400 meters and then realizing and then turning me around to drive back out. So every once in a while, it's not trustworthy. You never
That's
know.
true. No, the phone always knows.
Yes.
To quote Office or the Office, the GPS always knows.
I don't know that saying.
No?
No.
That's the one where Michael drives into a lake because the GPS tells him to do it.
Right. Mine makes me go in circles sometimes.
Yeah.
It'll tell me to go off an overpass and then it'll tell me to get back on right away.
Yeah.
Probably the most dangerous thing I think that it tells you sometimes is to make these U-turns.
Oh yeah,
And it will tell you to make U-turns in a lot of places where you should never.
like 8 lanes of
Yeah,
traffic.
Exactly. Never be making a U-turn.
Yeah.
And that's what scares the hell out of me with Teslas. They're using this navigation system for their autonomous driving.
Yeah.
It's not going to be afraid to make a U-turn. It's going to make that U-turn.
I like how calm
If
it
it
tells you
needs
to
to.
do it too.
Yeah.
How calmly it sounds. Like, just turn, it'll be cool.
Yeah. That's the thing, when you think about navigation, you have that voice that's guiding you.
That's right.
And I had this friend who
I don't like how you're using the past tense right out of the gate.
I
here.
have this friend
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I thought it was a
Who-
dark story.
Lives in another city from me. And when I was there a few years ago, he insisted that I not use the Google Maps, that he would just tell me where to go.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But my friend's very ADHD, gets talking and then forgets to tell me to turn.
All right.
And he'll always say something like, "Oh, yeah, you should have turned back there, about half a block back." And so I said, I wish I had you as my navigation system in my phone and be like, "You should have turned half a block ago."
Delayed
So-
nav.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. He's
Just to
like
give you a
every
chance
time.
to figure it out.
It's
It's just
something to
yelling
help
at you.
kind of-
Wait!
Yes, something to keep you calm.
Yeah.
Right?
They've already messed around with like celebrity voices for like the old, what was it? The old nav systems.
Yes.
You could download voices.
Yeah.
So I think they had some Star Wars ones and things.
Oh, can you imagine having Chewbacca be your GPS guide?
He doesn't say
navigation
words. He
guide?
just
Okay, is that right or left? I have no clue.
you rear end a gas truck just because of Chewie. Punch it.
I was thinking, what about the ultimate for me would be like Mr. T, and I'm by no means an impressionist, but I'm thinking, turn right, fool! I told you to turn right!
I pity the fool who don't turn right.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm thinking like you're on a long drive and you have like a James Earl Jones kind of like a Mufasa
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of character
Oh, yeah.
of like, look around you, Derek. Everything the light touches is yours. Tells me a little story along
I just
with,
missed the goddamn turn. Tell me where to turn for crying out loud.
observe your surroundings.
If it was like Darth Vader, he would just breathe for about 2 minutes, and then by the time he gives you the direction, it's too late. I'd like voices that kind of keep me awake on the road, like Gilbert Godfrey.
Oh yeah,
The voice of Iago from
He should be doing
Aladdin.
it.
That would keep you alert. And screams into your ear. That'd be great. I'd like to see Gollum too from Lord of the Rings. I think that would
What
be
would
fun.
that sound like, Trevor?
You missed it, stupid.
He would always finish every like direction of Gollum.
Yeah.
I don't know. Morgan Freeman would be a soothing voice if you want soothing.
Yeah.
And it'd sound very profound, even though you're just going to 7-Eleven or something, or a convenience store. If you take a right, you'll find yourself in the parking lot of a KFC.
Exactly. I think that's good.
Get busy driving or get busy dying. I just heard that Google, I think it was Google Home, they're going to have Samuel L. Jackson's voice doing a lot of stuff for them.
It's Alexa.
Oh, Alexa. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that'd be interesting.
I think it would.
I don't
A
know
lot of
why.
cussing, or
I mean, I like him, but
Yeah.
why Samuel Jackson? Why do we want his voice in our home?
Is it going to be? Is it going to just? Are they just going to take it straight from Snakes on a Plane? They're
Yeah.
not even going to have him come into the studio.
A lot of excited screaming and swearing and cuts from films.
Let's move on to apps that are food related.
Right.
There's a
Oh,
lot
yeah.
of different possibilities.
This is like the number one reason to use your phone.
Yeah, like some people will get recipes or watch videos while they're prepping a meal.
Food
right.
delivery kind
Um,
of stuff.
I use it for creating shopping lists.
I also
Yeah.
do that.
I use an app called Google Keep
Yeah.
Oh.
that works quite well.
Huh.
And
Like for underwear?
no, I'm pretty much able to determine
Yeah.
when to throw my underwear out.
Some people
That's what
aren't. Some people are not, apparently.
Yeah, well, there should be an app for that then.
You just upload a pic and it tells you nope.
You scan it.
Oh, here's another pic.
Throw it out. Keep it. How many holes?
It assesses the quality of your undergarments through a photo.
Yeah.
It says, no, these underpants are too religious, or
Yeah.
they're not getting clean.
Underwear tracker.
Yeah.
I feel like
right.
that's exclusively a male app.
Yeah.
I feel like there's not that many females that are going to need that app.
Ginch track.
Ginch track.
Yeah.
And it phones a psychiatrist if it's really messy just to get you some help.
Yeah. Like, if it
it
can't-
auto orders you more. You you
Yeah.
just scan it in.
Oh,
you,
yeah.
you tell it your
Orders
favorite
from
brand. You
Amazon.
scan it. It's like, don't worry, it's on the mail. It'll be in there.
If
Amazon
the phone
Prime 2
can't
days.
identify it as underwear, it just dials 911 for you.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea. I mean, it's not a great idea,
And
but
what does that have to do with food? Where did that
I don't
come
know how that
from?
came from.
you said shopping list. What are you making shopping lists for on your
shopping
phone?
We'll
list?
keep-
Well, groceries.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it was groceries, but yeah, I mean, still, we'll keep underwear there. It's fine.
My wife and I use one called AnyList, and it's like no matter what phone it is, any of us can put it in. It'll show up in real time. So if I'm at the store, and I can check and see if my wife adds more to the list, or she
Yeah.
can see, oh, Derek's out shopping. I better, whatever. So
That'd be dangerous for me. I would add stupid stuff to the shopping list while my wife's trying to pick up groceries.
To mess with
just
it.
to mess
Yeah,
with
like
Yeah.
I need a plastic cell phone full of candy. Throw that on there. Just a bag of sour
Yeah.
soothers.
I'm like a super specific when I put it on my phone, and be like, exact. Like I'll put in the exact thing that I'm looking for. My wife will just put something very vague that she understands what it is. But if I go shopping, I'm like, does that mean like a bag of apples? Does that mean one apple? Does that mean what do I? And so it stresses me out.
Well, we're all woke men. We all
Yeah.
we all go shopping, right?
This is true. This is true.
Yes.
Men be shopping.
Yeah.
I like the apps that deliver food right to your door.
Yeah. the
There's like
different
Uber
companies.
Eats and
Yeah.
like Skip the Dishes and all these like little companies that are popping up with apps just so you don't have to even go out of your house now to get fast food and stuff.
Right.
You can just bring any restaurant to you. That's pretty awesome.
It is pretty great.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know how you could improve it. Lower service fees
Yes.
would be
Yeah.
a wonderful thing.
I would like to see, like Benihana style restaurants where you go for Asian food and they cook it right at your table and they do like the flippy things with the tools.
Yeah.
And it's very entertaining.
Yeah.
I'd like that to be kind of an app that could be
They deliver
the
a
chef.
Japanese guy right to you.
Yeah, they deliver it right to you and he
Does
just
he
works in
use
your
your
house.
kitchen or
He
does
Oh,
he
yeah.
comes
have
in for
portable
like
kitchen?
40
Well, he'd
minutes.
probably come in with like the cooking board.
Do you have this pan?
Yeah.
No, gosh.
Oh, don't start doing impressions. That's a fine line. That is not okay. That's going to go down a dark road. But yeah, it's just like an entertaining experience where, if you're trying to host, you can just have a person come in and cook for your people and, throw the forks around and
Right.
it gets a little dangerous, but that's what you paid for.
Yeah.
So I think
Right.
that would be cool.
And he comes he's delivered by a delivery guy in a box, and you have to unbox him when
Oh.
he gets here just to make it really.
That's got air holes. They're
Right,
not
yeah.
monsters.
Yeah.
No.
Or if you're getting Mexican food, maybe like you can order like a mariachi band that comes with it. I don't know.
Like
maybe there's like
upgrades kind of thing.
yeah, like there's
Yeah.
entertainment experiences you can also get with your food.
Right.
That way you're not just staring at your
Right.
spouse eating your food that just got delivered by a stranger.
Right. It's like on Expedia when you're booking flights. Do you also want to book a car? Do you also want to book a hotel? But maybe, do you also want to book some entertainment
Do you
with
want to
your
enhance your
McDonald's
dining
meal?
experience? Yeah.
Well, I know this is possible in the food apps right now. You can order from multiple places and have them deliver, but you got to pay a service fee on each of those. I want
Right.
a one service fee. If I want a quarter pounder with cheese from McDonald's and I want my French fries from Burger King, that should be possible.
and your root beer from
You want to be able to
A&W?
with
chain your
one
restaurants.
fee. Right.
Yeah. So you can be a gourmet for
And
fast
maybe
food.
they've got it's set up for, there's a lot of big box stores where there might be a McDonald's and a KFC and
Right.
a Burger King in close proximity. Well, they have them kind of globbed up, so you
Right.
can order from this massive menu whatever you want.
So maybe that's a thing of the future. Like Amazon's got their big stores all over the place. Maybe like larger centers would end up having like a warehouse with like a bunch of kitchens with just access to all the menus. And then you want something from BP's. Okay, we'll pull that. We'll make that. You want something from here. Well, and then they just have like a bunch of stuff going
I
there.
think what you
Delivery
pitched is
guys only
actually
need to go one
an
place.
inevitability.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think that's quite likely that you could see factory kitchens where there's no storefront at all.
Right. They
Right.
never actually
Amazon
have to deal with
for
people. All they
fast
do
food.
is make the food
It's
and it gets
deliveries.
delivered.
Yeah.
You know what? Something I do right now with the Skip the Dishes or the Uber Eats. When me and a group of friends are just like, hey, let's order out and we can't decide on what to get, we all order from a different place. And
Yeah.
then we race the drivers. We watch them on our phones and we place bets basically.
Yeah.
It's like going to the horse races.
Yeah.
Like who's going to win, the McDonald's guy or the Wendy's guy or the Pizza Hut guy,
Wow.
right? It's always a big thrill to see, even though like you can kind of figure it out at the end with navigation.
It seems like there's a pretty big carbon footprint on that.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
3
yeah, it's
delivery
not-
guys
it's
going
not a
to your
mature
place just so
thing.
you
Not
got
only
bet
that, but
on
it's
them.
really funny to see them all show up at the house at the same time,
Yeah,
and
then
then
be
just
like-
looking confused, like, what the hell's going on?
3-car pile up.
wrong with you people?
Yeah.
Actually, something I'd like to see is when you order fast food, depending on the size of your order, like it knows what you order, or the time you're ordering the fast food, it arrives with a compliment or it arrives with reassurance. So if it's like 1 a.m. and you're
Yeah.
ordering like 4 Big Macs,
Yeah.
then the person dropping it off also has to like boost your self-esteem or say something that makes you feel good about you.
Yeah.
You know, like this is just a setback.
Words of affirmation.
You're going to be great tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know, like you do what you got to do tonight, but tomorrow, you know, you're going to hit the ground running, champ.
Yeah, motivation. I
Yeah.
agree.
Just make you feel better.
The
Yeah.
sun's coming up
Yeah.
tomorrow.
But yeah, there's a whole bunch of things that I think that phones are starting to do around health
Yeah.
and just like, you know, keeping you alive now.
Yeah, I think that's
Phones.
a good jump from the like they provide everything so you never have to leave your house to eat into like what do phones do to help us stay healthy?
Let's help Dummy take care of his body now.
What do you-
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's like apps now that can even help you with like mindfulness. Like
Yes.
they're trying to make like apps that, you know, help you meditate.
Yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
tried one just the other day.
Oh, really?
What'd you use?
Well, I tried a hypnosis app.
Oh,
You try to
I'm
hypnotize
trying to-
yourself?
Well, yeah.
are you going to cluck like a chicken if I say the right word?
You might.
Okay.
Yeah, I might. I should
Yeah.
say. But no, I was trying to do it.
Glockenspiel.
Just trying to do hypnosis
No,
app
that wasn't it.
to help me eat healthier and be more mindful of my health.
Okay.
And it didn't work for me because I just couldn't sit back that long and listen to the stupid thing.
Right.
Yeah.
And I also didn't want to pay for it, and you got to go through like 5 minutes of ads, which puts you on edge before you actually
Right.
start the
So
hypnosis.
you're looking for a really effective hypnosis app that is also free and you don't have to really listen to very long.
Well, I'm not committed to it. Yeah,
Yeah,
I would
okay.
like it. I would really like them to create a hypnosis app for, let's say, like weight loss or smoking cessation that could hypnotize you in 2 minutes and
Yeah.
be done. Like,
Yeah,
I don't
it
have time
solved
for this.
problems.
That'd be amazing.
These hypnosis apps, you got to run that for like an hour, right? Well, I don't want to fall asleep with earphones in.
All right.
No, I'm not going to do that.
I fall
so-
asleep with my glasses on. I
Really?
think earphones would be
Oh,
less intrusive.
There's
So- 2 minutes and it's done. It's just
Yeah.
like you get an amazing hypnotist on that.
Yeah.
2 minutes and yeah.
You don't
That's the way
smoke
I want
anymore.
it. Yeah.
Yeah,
there's
done.
there's a app I like called Calm, and it's like it's got lots of stuff. But one of the things it has on there, in addition to like meditation and whatever, it has these things called sleep stories. Are you familiar with these?
No.
It's
No.
like they find stories that are kind of calming, and it's got a voice, and it just reads you these calming stories.
Oh,
and it's
okay.
got sounds.
It's just calming
behind
listening
it.
to you.
And it gets the way the person talks gets slower and slower over the course of the story. And so if you ever listen to it through the end without falling asleep, there's lots of pauses and he's quite slow.
So you found the app equivalent of listening to a old person tell a story.
Yeah, I feel like
Called Ramble.
this could be like a Pitch Guys offshoot where we tell stories.
I love this
You know, we
idea.
have like the Pitch Guys sleep aid where you know we'll read a story. So
We
read
should
a story
all-
for you. And
Pitch different stories that really don't go anywhere.
it doesn't need to go anywhere because
Yeah.
hopefully within the first like 11 minutes, whoever's listening will fall asleep.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm just going to retell episodes of Dexter.
You kind of got a thing with that, Dexter.
Recognized, we've talked about Dexter before, but
Just tell it in a real calm way.
yeah. He laid out his kill mat.
They got all sorts of like exercise, run trackers, step counters, you know, things that would
Yeah.
be really useful if I actually
Yeah.
decided to walk or do cardio.
Well, I've got the watch on my wrist, and by default, it's just constantly congratulating me.
Really?
If I take 20 steps, the thing is telling me I'm doing a great job. It's a bit much sometimes.
If I do a walk like just for a kilometer once a month, Kevin Hart tells me I'm a rock star.
Oh, really?
Yeah, using Nike Run Club or something. I like to also use the GPS and see what shapes I make on the map when I walk. There's people who are artists now who do GPS
yeah, it's
art.
really neat. Well, maybe we should
Yeah.
get into that,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, our art would be amazing.
Yeah, it would be really good. I'd just be drawing dicks all the time.
Just penises all over town.
They'd be only for me to see on the map, but
Yeah.
I'd be quite proud of it.
And if you could like point them at specific like
Yeah.
icons around town, you know. It could be.
Yeah.
Mine would just be triangles. It would just be a route from like the bathroom, kitchen, TV.
But I tried like a track your meals app once upon a time.
Right?
And then I was trying to like, get more fit, and it was too exhausting to like sit there and spend the 5 minutes typing in what I had and what
If
the
you're too
portions
They
lazy-
are.
was. So I was like,
But some of them can be quite good. Like I've done the Weight Watchers thing,
yeah,
and there's a UPC scanner on that,
yeah,
and you can just simply, for I'd say 70% of commercial foods, you can
Yeah.
scan in the code,
huh?
and it automatically does it for you, which saves a lot of time.
But do you find that you're just buying crappy
Yeah.
food
Yeah.
so you can scan it?
You're eating processed
You're not
food.
eating any
Yeah.
fruits or vegetables just because they don't have a barcode on them?
No, but actually, like the fruits and vegetables are easy because they're just like it's just a matter of starting to type banana and it'll automatically do it for you.
Yeah.
But just some of those things that you might get, I don't know, in a can or whatever.
I'd like to
Yeah.
see an app that works with your Apple phone or your Apple Watch where it can sense, your diet, like your
Mm.
nutrients. I don't know if there's like a little, it could stab you, inject, take a quick blood
Yeah.
sample, but
Right.
it knows what you're lacking. And then it just starts making orders from Amazon or your local grocery store. Like this
Ooh.
man needs kale,
yeah.
starts ordering you the food that you
Okay.
need to put in your body. It's an intervention app.
It's actually, it sounds really great. And
Yeah.
it comes with recipes that automatically go there, basically
Mhm.
just tailored to you, seeing
Yeah.
what you're deficient in. and
Yeah.
Then you've got some sort of like coach on there that automatically tailors it to you.
Yeah.
You know?
If
That's a
there's
good
more
idea.
healthy restaurants, you could even just avoid cooking for yourself with this thing.
Yeah.
You need these vegetables, and then it immediately orders a dish from some
Yeah.
restaurant that it contains only those vegetables.
Yeah, are you going to eat at
Yeah.
home tonight, or do you want to
Yeah.
cook? Eat out.
Yeah.
Okay, here's where
I
you
didn't
should
get
go.
this
is
way
what you
by
should
doing
eat.
things for myself.
And
so,
No,
there's
the
a,
app would ask you.
Oh,
there's a
okay.
scale sensor in each of your shoes that's able to take your
Ah.
current weight
Yeah,
and it factors that in.
Yeah.
It's all done for you,
Yeah.
right?
it blocks
Yeah.
out if you're trying to like skip the dishes from a pizza place. It's like, nope, sorry.
Yeah.
it can
Yeah.
sense like the tone and timbre of your farts and let you know if you get like too much red meat or not enough broccoli.
If you're single.
Wearing that sensor would have to be kind
That
of
was an
uncomfortable.
unhealthy one.
Woo! If you're single, it can find you a mate on a dating app like
Yeah.
Tinder or something
Yeah.
that actually knows how to cook healthily.
Oh, if that's what you
Right.
require the most.
Yeah, exactly.
Or a cardio coach.
It will find, or if you happen to need a little bit of like physical intimacy, then it knows that's what you need to be healthy, and it finds it
Yeah,
for
yeah.
you.
You could also, going back to the Weight Watcher idea, like just a motivational app. Like it just occasionally, at random times during the day, screams out your current weight and body fat percentage.
And you can't mute it.
No,
No,
you
it always
cannot
goes-
mute it.
Yeah.
Oh, and then it just says shame.
Yeah.
Shame.
And if you shut your phone off and you miss a few of the reports, they all just come in a quick succession when you turn your phone back on.
And it emails it to your entire contact list.
Yeah. Your aunt gets it, your
Yeah.
parents,
It's like
Trevor's
getting,
current weight.
your spouse.
It's like getting one of those letters in Harry Potter where it just shows up and screams at you.
It's like Weight Watcher, but it would be called Tubby Tattle.
Yeah.
Howler. Tubby tattle.
That's actually very motivational, right?
That's a great app.
Yeah.
It's a shaming app, but
It uses
it would
your
work for me.
it uses your selfie camera on your phone to take pictures of you when you're in the parking lot at KFC eating a
Yeah.
meal at 9 o'clock. at
GPS tracks you and
Here's some
posts
morbid
it to social media.
night.
See, I love this idea of vital tracking that like, I could track all my vitals. It could get like shipped to my doctor. Something could monitor it and then tell me, okay, hey, these are some things you could tweak. But I'm also just terrified of all that data being like up in the cloud and like Amazon mining me and telling me exactly like marketing to me based on my
Yeah.
vitals. I feel like that's
Or
not
your
that far
insurance
that it could
agency
happen.
finding out.
Yeah, and
I don't know.
then
I
charging
think-
me more in premiums
Yeah.
just because of whatever.
People are so scared about their information being out there, but nobody cares about your information.
Yeah.
Maybe you're right. Maybe it could be used to market better towards you, but is
Yeah.
that a bad thing?
I don't
I
know.
don't know.
You know? I think there's some advantages.
I'm not a
some
hunter or
ways.
gatherer, so I've already given up providing
Yeah.
for myself. I would not want it to keep track of my anxiety level. I think that would be a bad thing for society because I think a lot of people are over anxious already, and I think they're over anxious about being anxious even. So if you constantly had a little, ticker on your wrist telling you how anxious you are at any moment, that would be stressful.
Yeah, it would make you more anxious, right?
Yeah.
You just get more and more worked up.
You are rush hour anxious. You are home pregnancy test anxious.
Well, I think we've covered health there.
Well, I think a lot of that anxiety just comes too from people constantly being on their phones and our phones themselves can be the cause of this anxiety, especially in like young teenagers and kids and stuff.
Right.
So there should be more onus on these phone companies to actually help control screen time or cure addictions to tech.
I don't know. Maybe it should be a law that you have to go for 1 week of the year. You need to go to an area where there is no cell phone coverage.
Oh my God.
We used to go out to this lake to camp for about a week.
Yeah.
And there was no
Crystal
coverage
Lake?
out there. Yeah.
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 Like
Crystal
a mandatory detox.
And it's actually quite challenging at first.
Yeah.
You can't even, that thing we were talking about, you can't ask your phone questions.
Yeah.
You are totally out of the loop.
Yeah.
And I kind of like it. After about a day or two, I adapt to it and I enjoy it.
Yeah.
Did you have a decoy device in your pocket that you could just hold sometime?
Well,
Like a brick?
He'd still keep it with you. You're going to take pictures and stuff. But what I find really funny about that is then as you're driving back into the civilized world and you suddenly hit the first cell phone tower, you start to get coverage,
Yeah.
your phone erupts.
Yeah.
Like it just, you've got hundreds of texts and emails.
Makes you
and-
feel guilty, like life's been passing you by.
Yeah. You may have missed major news stories. I know that's happened to us, where we came back from this vacation and realized, oh my gosh, I can't believe that happened in our absence. But
Does it ever happen that your spouse's phone is just blowing up and yours is no missed calls, and then you have you just feel terrible about yourself because you have not received an abundance of messages?
If you were a castaway on a deserted island for 4 years and you finally somehow made it back to civilization and you finally powered your phone on,
oh my goodness,
after all that time, you'd find all these people had unfriended you because you hadn't responded to them. And
your phone would probably it would just go nuts.
you'd
It
have
wouldn't know how to handle it.
5-digit badge notifications on some of your apps.
Well, my Gmail has I'm sure I'm at about 30,000 and I never erase the Gmails. And I don't check a lot of them because you kind of look at the subject and you go, oh, I don't need to read that. I don't need to read that.
Yeah.
So my, it's getting kind of out of hand.
Yeah.
I've started turning off some of the notifications because I'm obsessed with clearing them.
Really?
I can't have them sitting on my phone. It feels like I have to accomplish it. I just finally turned on the Apple screen time feature. And it's pretty eye-opening. I found out, I don't think I'm a person who uses my phone that much, but it's still 1 to 2 hours a day. It all adds up little bits, and it tells you exactly how you're spending that screen time.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
I kind of curbed a few things, but I just feel like I did something for me,
Yeah. I like that. Have you heard of this new Shaw Blue Wave? Have you seen these commercials?
No.
So there's I don't know a huge amount about it, but Shaw is an internet provider.
That's
in
true.
Canada.
In Canada. And
Where we are.
they've released this new I'm not 100%, I'm assuming it's connected to your router, but based on the IP address of the device. So by device, you can shut the internet off at different points. So I could say
so you could control your kids.
so I could say
internet
I
use.
want my kids' iPad, my kids' phones, the Xbox, all that internet turns off at 8 p.m. But my husband's turns off at 6 p.m. and mine keeps going till midnight or whatever you want to do. So by device, you can adjust when the internet
You can really
is
play
canceled.
God with them.
That's cool, but the only problem with that is then they'll just be using their
Then they're blowing through the
mobile data.
LTE. Yeah.
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 Besides using your phone to keep track or tabs on your kids if you're a parent and stuff, basically that's what the phone is about, is communication. And like you said, we don't even use them as phones anymore. We just use them for, messaging and texting and sharing pictures of our dog wearing certain costumes, right?
Right.
That's my number one use.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't even have a dog. I have to copy and paste those from the internet.
Yeah, dog cosplay.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's so many like social media apps and communication apps and texting apps and messaging apps now. It's hard not to get lost in it all. And there's a certain pressure to make sure you're using the same apps as your friends, right? Just so you're not missing out on group chats and things like that.
Right.
Well, yeah, the social media can be quite addicting too.
Oh, yeah.
And we were talking about those little push notifications, and Facebook is a master of that to the point that they just start to drive me nuts, because not only are you getting notifications every time you get a comment or a like, but now if you have Marketplace installed on your phone as one of your little shortcuts, every time there's, I don't know, like whatever you happen to be interested in.
A hutch.
Yeah, a hutch, or like, oh, I looked up hot tubs one time. Well, guess what?
Yeah.
Every single hot tub that shows up in the city is on there for me to see. And it just, I can't stand those little push notifications, the little reminder that I need to check it and I have to clear them.
Yeah.
And they know that. And I do. I clear them all the time.
You can turn that off.
Oh, it's so hard. Facebook is one of the most complicated things.
That's true.
I tried to turn that off on that, and I could not find out where to turn it off. It's so complicated.
Yeah.
So Mark Zuckerberg, screw you.
Yes, screw you,
Fix
Mark.
that
Thanks
thing.
a lot.
It's too complicated.
You're an innovator, but screw you, Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw The Social Network.
Yeah, I can't even deal with I don't even do anything besides Facebook, and I barely do Facebook. The only reason I want it anymore is to keep track of birthdays.
Yeah.
That's it. Or to be messaged.
You could
That's
put those in a calendar,
Yeah, but I mean, it wouldn't remind me in time, and you can't just send a quick happy birthday to somebody. You got to actually put effort in.
Yeah.
You know what my favorite thing on Facebook is? The cut and paste messages that people love to send.
Oh, yeah.
So it's somebody else's, every 10 seconds somebody dies for this reason, and if you care,
Jesus.
they're getting a bit grim,
Yeah.
but if you care, you need to copy and paste this message right now.
And if you don't, 20 more people will die in the next hour. It's
exactly.
dark.
And it's quite common, so that
chain
really
ones.
bothers me.
Yeah.
So
They become dark. They get kind of vile, right?
it's true. There's a book one going around right now.
Oh, yes, I've seen it. That's
Have you
all
seen
that's
it?
in my feed right now.
Yes, everybody's doing it.
Yeah. I refuse.
So I did it.
refuse?
Did you see mine?
No. I refuse. I'm just
So-
not looking at Facebook for the next week and
It
a half
was
until it
the one
blows
where you
over.
have to post a photo of a book cover.
Yeah.
That's right. It says no explanation about the book cover. You post it. It's the
Right.
book you love.
The spirit of
And-
it's good because it's trying to promote literacy.
Right.
Right.
But
Yeah,
I just don't like the
Did
cut
you
and
post
paste
something
messages.
ridiculous?
So I did the cut and paste message, and I posted a cover of a book called Tender Wings of Desire. And it has a painted, must be like oil painting
Yeah.
of Colonel Saunders
Yeah.
with cut off, like he doesn't have sleeves, and he's pretty buff actually.
Yeah.
And he's holding this woman in his arms, and she's got a drumstick in her. in her arms.
Did you Photoshop that? I feel like you made
I
it
didn't
up.
have time for
So
that.
it's like a romance novel.
But I was really just
That's
messing
like a
with
very
everybody
appropriate to
in
you.
a very, very passive, non-aggressive way. I was telling people to can it with the copy and paste Facebook
right.
messages because I don't really like it.
I don't mind that as
Yeah.
much as, the people who are like screaming at each other or trolling each other. That seems a little bit more serious than
This is
people
true.
sharing an interest, even though
That's-
sometimes it goes
you're
too
right.
far.
It's
Well,
Well,
I'd
and
like to see BarkBook, just where, for pets. It's just for pets.
yeah.
Just
Yeah.
share cute things your pets did, anecdotes from your pets.
I would.
Is there
I would
the-
definitely not join that.
No, here's why it'd be good because it would keep all that stuff off Facebook.
Okay, so Facebook, you couldn't post it.
Yeah, if you wanna
were
do that stuff.
Okay,
if you were
well
gonna
then
do that, you
do you
had
have one
to
of
go
those
to
for your
BarkBook.
kids too, like a separate
Sure.
one for children as well?
Yeah.
Then you can't
You
post
know?
stories about your kids.
Kid
Whereas,
book.
like most of Facebook would be gone if there's no pets
That's
and no
true.
kids.
Yeah. Well, I think it depends what age you're in and where you're at in
That's
your life,
true.
but
Be like, I ate this
Yeah.
lasagna for supper.
yeah.
Well, maybe
That's
if
more
there was
Instagram, I
filters.
guess.
Well, and that was the thing, like, 10 years ago, everybody was posting photos of the food they were eating on
Yeah, that
Facebook.
That was weird.
Yeah.
It was strange.
Nobody
wasn't it?
showed the after photos of the toilet either. No,
Yeah.
thank God. Here's what it looked like later.
Yeah.
No. They should have a social media thing called Crasher, where you just share photos of other users of car accidents you caused by using social media. By distracted driving.
If
Look
you
at
were
this
in
one.
distracted driving, your vehicle automatically posted the photo of
Yeah,
your.
look at this idiot.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
3-car pileup.
Oh, well, early on in the whole Facebook thing, people would post photos of cookies that they had baked, and I just found it so mundane.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm going to the grocery store, do I get to photograph the toilet paper that I bought and
Yeah.
just throw it in the cabinet?
On the other end of the spectrum, you got world leaders using Twitter to communicate things to the populace.
This is true.
That's terrifying.
That maybe they shouldn't even communicate sometimes.
But like that's how we're getting like our updates about our leaders.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question for you guys.
Go.
Okay.
You have aunts and uncles, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And perhaps they are more conservative than you.
Yes.
Do you
I don't know about
find
that.
that they tend to really buy into the fake news that's all over Facebook and will much more readily share very questionable news sources with you over Facebook?
Yeah, I've definitely unfriended a bunch of family members who post ridiculous stuff that I'm
Jeez.
like, I'm not interested.
Have
in
you
this.
unfriended them in real life also?
I
You just don't want to hear all
I
the
don't.
reports.
People typically share less ridiculous views in human life than they do on
They think
online
they have
life.
that
So
certain anonymity.
I don't know. It just
Anonymity?
seems like they don't
Yeah.
shove it down your throat online in person
Yeah.
as much as they do
Yeah.
online. So
Well, and then you get the Facebook groups. Like, there's a very popular one in the city where we live. We're in a very small city, and there's a what's happening type Facebook
A lot of these
group
cities
with
have these kind of
probably,
things.
Yeah.
30, 40, well, maybe 60,000
What's going
members.
on?
So there's a
Yes.
lot of people involved.
yeah,
And one of the things that drives me nuts is when you go on there, you want information about what's happening in your community. But most of the time, what you're getting is somebody yelling at everybody else who's on that page because their car got dinged in a parking lot.
Yeah, I just
Right.
want to know if there's a sale on pumpkins.
Right.
Yeah.
You know?
So there should be a place for that.
that's
And
more
you
of
should
a
be able-
ranting situation than a what's
Yeah.
happening.
Well, and there should be a place for yelling at people, like a scolding
Yeah.
group, but shouldn't be allowed to do it in your community.
You have to
group.
take
Yeah.
road rage classes after so many demerits. I wish there was like some kind of like phone or social media
Ooh.
etiquette class or course you had to take.
A tracking system. If you're too much of you're too rude online, then
If you're a
it locks
dick
you out of
online,
everything, and you have to take a
Yeah.
course before you can get back into
Yeah.
your social media.
Yeah.
Here's how to have a date without being, a jerk. Here's
Yeah.
when to put the phone down. Here's not how to yell at your grandma because she backs the wrong sports team.
Yeah,
right?
there you go. I
Mhm.
like that idea. I like that.
Dating apps are a whole other thing.
They are.
No.
Yeah.
Like that's one of the other big things about the cell phone, right? The mobile experience.
Yeah.
is You can now find your life partner.
Well, and we're all out of that, so
Yeah, I can't say
none
I
of
can
us
speak to
really
that.
have the experience with it.
No, I never really
But
used it.
I mean, back in the day, before I had a spouse,
Mhm.
they actually used to do that by like you would send in a survey by mail,
Oh my
and you'd get
God.
these little VHS tapes back with all of these profiles.
Those
I
are
didn't
like-
do it
Yeah.
because it was kind of a shameful thing. I think internet dating is actually is
More
much more
accepted.
socially accepted.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's
Right?
true.
You've
way more
got
mainstream.
Tinder, you've got Grindr. Grindr's for the gay crowd, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's called Plenty of Fish.
Yeah. You got that.
I don't know. I'm advertising dating services.
Yeah, these things
here.
that we don't really understand.
But it's interesting to me that they're doing that. I
Dog
don't know.
lovers for people who just
Yeah.
have dogs.
Christian Mingle.
I made up the last one.
Oh,
Christian
yeah.
Mingle's a thing.
Mingle.com.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
remember
wonder if
that
they have one for Satanists or like atheist mingle.
I bet you
Mingle.
they do because the Church of Satan or whatever is getting pretty big.
Very
Right.
popular.
It's getting very
Right.
mainstream, so I'm sure they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they should have one called Wake Up Call, where it just kind of alerts you if there's someone in your area who's actually in your league.
Right.
You know,
Mm.
and it's kind of a wake up call.
It scans through your social media, makes
Yeah.
a judgment call on you.
Yeah,
and
it's
then
got your
says-
vitals in the health app, so
Yeah.
it knows how you're doing physically.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a dating app that puts you on a trial for 2 months, where you're not actually communicating with real people.
Mhm.
And it's evaluating you the entire time to determine like how functional you are
Yeah.
and ready you are to actually interact with real people.
Oh.
There's
Gives you some
a
coaching.
sim.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a sim.
I like
It
that.
starts as a sim,
Sim dating app.
that's another.
and
That's
the
a great
mates are
pitch.
incredibly sexy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
I think we will.
okay, so dating apps. We're not really the authority on it, but are there other
No.
like tools?
Oh, there
and
is one other
utilities that you
dating app
use?
though. I think. Would
Oh,
be cool.
okay, yeah.
We were talking about it earlier, like with not looking like a dumbass in front of your kids,
Right.
where it just starts feeding you answers.
Okay.
If you had the old, if you're not a romantic type and you're on a date,
Right.
then your phone actually suggests things you might want to say in this given
Right.
situation through your,
Ah,
AirPods.
yeah.
Your AirPods.
You got it. You got an AirPod in,
Yeah.
and it tells you.
Yeah. Here's something to say about her appearance.
Yeah.
Right?
Mhm.
So besides all the apps that are out there, what are some of just the like everyday functions on your phone that you guys use? Because I find I use a lot of those little stupid tools and utilities that come with the phone a lot more than I use some of the apps.
I love
mean,
the-
they're still kind of apps, but
I love the flashlight.
Oh yeah, the
Flashlight
flashlight.
is useful.
Right?
Yeah,
You need
I
the
use that
flashlight.
regularly.
I think my eyesight's diminished just because I have that flashlight to
Yeah.
rely on.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's really useful. You can measure stuff with your phone now, and it's not horribly accurate.
No.
But if you need a ballpark, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's not bad to have a ballpark. You can have a level on your phone.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I use that.
Oh,
I
wow.
use the level regularly when I had a little RV.
Yeah.
I would put my phone down, and it would give me a just beautiful
Yeah.
readout on
Yeah.
the levels.
Is it accurate?
It is actually
Mhm.
accurate because I'd put a real level beside it just to see.
Yeah.
You know the flashlight can go off when your phone gets a message too. Some people do that.
Yeah.
It's terribly annoying, and douchey
Oh,
in like a
wow.
movie
If you're
theater.
in the
Yeah.
movie
It's super
theater.
frustrating.
But some people do that. I would like to see that go even faster, that strobing effect, because that could be a self-defense thing. If someone's
Oh.
attacking you, you can give them a seizure,
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's not safe
Well, you
for
have to
people
know
who
if
are
they
prone
have
to them.
epilepsy. You'd have to ask
If it
first.
goes fast enough, it's going to work.
With anyone,
or at least to be
Oh,
jarring
probably.
enough. That,
Yeah. It'd be jarring enough.
it would be pretty jarring if you pointed your.
Yeah.
If you made some aggressive sound and pointed the phone at somebody,
Mhm.
and then it started strobing, that would be alarming.
Yeah.
Be enough for you to like
Strobing, right?
get out of the way at least.
Like a
Yeah.
panic alarm,
yeah.
Right.
basically.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Well, any other tools you guys use that I could start using that I don't know about?
Well, it would be nice if they had a taser built in.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
you said, we're talking about self-defense. Why
Yeah.
can't you have a taser built into
Right.
your phone?
Yeah.
Because it's not allowed.
You
or
could
it's
probably
not
just
legal?
open the case a little bit and get some wires that are kind of close to the edge, and
Yeah.
you could maybe,
So if you could make this work.
maybe you could mod your phone. To
I
have
think
a little bit
that
of
could be a
taser.
screen time thing too. Like if someone's on the phone too much, you can set it so it tases after a certain amount of time.
Right.
But I think I'd tase myself by accident a lot.
Yeah, probably.
I'm not crazy about that idea.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying no right away, but I'm not saying yes either. So the new phones that keep coming out every single year, if it keeps up like this and they have to find ways to change them enough to make the new phone justifiable,
Mm-hmm.
where
Yeah.
are we going to go with them? What are they going to
Oh.
look like?
Well,
What's
I
going to
think-
happen with phones?
Well, we've got the Samsung has come up with the foldable phone.
I
now.
thought that was cool.
Oh, really?
I thought it was cool, but apparently highly impractical, and they're having lots of problems. Like
Screen breaks.
they've got a care guide that now comes with the phone,
Yeah.
telling you how careful you have
You
to
gotta
be with this
moisturize
darn
the
thing.
screen.
Yeah,
Like the
exactly.
screen actually folds. It's a
Yeah,
bendable
yeah,
screen.
it's full.
I haven't seen this.
So it almost
Oh my
becomes
God,
like a
that's amazing.
tablet.
Okay.
You get a tablet, but it's a phone. Yeah, it's
Wow.
it's small.
Yeah.
In your pocket.
There's
so.
flexible TVs too that kind of roll up like
Yeah.
wallpaper and
Wow.
stuff.
Well, I think we're going to get to the point where the phone is almost going to be non-existent.
No?
I think we're going to get little chips in our heads.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's where we're going.
Yeah.
There's a I'm a science fiction fan.
Yeah.
And so
You like the Black Mirror, I hear. Yeah.
Yeah, and so there's
That's
there's
the first time hearing of it.
there's a short story called "The Machine Stops" by E.M. Forrester, and it basically follows us in this world where people are described as like blobs of flesh because they never have to leave their house, and they
Sounds like Wall-E.
they live
Sounds like Wall-E.
they live in a little like cell, which is like their little like room, kind of like an apartment room.
right?
And they have this like chair that turns into a bed where they just like say, "I'd love some, pasta primavera," and then it just like comes down from the roof. They're like, "I want to listen to Bach's Fifth Symphony in, wherever," and then it just shows up on their screen and they can watch it with whoever. They never actually have physical contact with each other because they could FaceTime with each other like, I'm saying FaceTime, but video chat, but they never actually interact with each other in real life or really have to leave their
Right.
house for
Sounds
anything.
like
I feel like we could be there sooner than.
Oh,
sounds realistic.
feels
It sounds
very
pretty
real.
insightful,
It was written
but-
in like 1912.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, I think it's going on.
Yeah.
Scary stuff.
Yeah. They're already doing chip stuff, like in
Yeah.
some like countries like Sweden or something. I've heard that people just put like their bus pass chip in under their skin, so they can just wave their hand over the fare reader when they get on the
Mhm.
bus.
Like they've personally had it
yeah, they
inserted.
just slip it under their skin. They've had someone do it, I think, but
yeah.
unless you're trying to do it yourself, which is risky
Mm.
business.
Wow.
And there's people who have chips in them that help make their home respond to them, smart homes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like when they walk into a room and stuff, like they know, and like the digital paintings on the wall change
Yeah.
depending on who walks into the room because they have the chips in them.
Well, I get betas on. I have an Android phone, and so I get some of the betas. And Google Maps sent me a recent beta that is just unbelievably amazing.
Hmm.
And it's an augmented reality. So if you're in a major city and you need directions, you can Google Maps that. And when you're walking, it hasn't been like, it's actually a little bit of a pain to follow the map because sometimes it's pointing in the wrong direction
Yeah.
and it's not very
Takes a
intuitive.
bit to catch up, and you got to
right?
turn around. Yeah.
So with this one, you point your camera at a spot and it recognizes the spot.
Hmm.
And then as you're
Holy cow.
walking, you can take a look and it will show you where to turn.
Yeah.
And it's quite amazing. It works really well. I think it's called
I'm lost.
Google AR. I'd have to look up the exact term. But it's quite great. Now, if you put that in your head somehow and you
Yeah.
start getting this augmented reality,
So like a heads-up display.
like we're talking about really things that are going to like beef up our intelligence and our ability to carry on major tasks. Like it's going to
Wow.
make us stronger and smarter human beings.
So you think that we're just going to become the iPhones?
Well, I think that the iPhones are going to be part of us.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well.
And I don't know if that's good or bad. It's kind of scary.
Yeah.
I'm going to
And-
embrace it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're heading towards the Matrix, definitely.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll have like the eye spine where the phone will just be embedded in your central nervous system. You'll start to get like terrible twitches if you have a call coming in on vibrate or something. Or
Mhm.
I'd like to see the flashlight app actually connected to my fingertip.
You could have
Be
the
like
ET
ET.
moments.
Yeah, ET.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
these things are coming. I'm pretty sure, but it's kind of scary. But I don't think anything we've said is out of the realm of possibility.
Being an Apple family will have a whole new meaning when you
Yeah.
have like Apple kids.
Yeah. And then when you want to watch the new Apple TV shows that are coming out on the new, like they're getting their own Netflix type
Oh, yeah,
streaming
okay.
service.
Yeah, I've seen
They'll
this.
just be planted right in your head.
Do you think you'll stop using them, phones, at that point? Are you scared? Is this going to be like a Black Mirror future thing where you're just going to rebel against mobile devices? Or are you just going to shrug your shoulders and kind of give up to it?
People
I'm
are
sure
gonna
there will
uh,
be people, Luddites, who will disconnect, and
Mhm.
there will be whole societies.
You're
based
gonna have
on
like
that,
communes
but-
even.
Yeah.
Communes of
Where they
gun-free
just-
people.
Just
Mhm.
move to a ranch and start chicken farming and just live on their own with no
Are you
technology.
describing your life?
No, just this guy.
Okay. Way to end the whole podcast on a real bleak note there. Al.
Yeah,
Jeez.
exactly. Very dystopian.
Okay.
We should start working on our screenplay for this.
there we go.
Oh.
Right? Well, that would take some effort, though.
Mhm.
So maybe not. But
No, we're not about that.
Well, I think we've had a good little chat here about mobile phones.
I've got a lot out of it.
Yeah.
I've learned lots.
I feel like
yeah.
I'm a better human being for this.
Right.
I feel better
Yeah.
about my phone usage now.
It's not so bad. I'm looking forward to the day that we have chips in our heads.
Yep.
Yeah.
And once again, it's just wonderful to be with you guys.
Any
always
excuse
spend
to
the
share a
time.
space of you. Yeah.
All right, tweet us out
Yeah.
at Pitch Guys.
Yeah. If you have any topics you want ideas about, let us know.
And hey, you need to share and subscribe. You love Pitch Guys? The best thing you can do, share it out, leave a review. If it's great, we're going to share it on our next episode.
Use your mobile devices. Be heard.